Oh,
Yeah.
2 pages?
I was told I had to keep it under 10 minutes. I did condense. I'd like to thank all of you for coming out tonight. Bridesmaids look wonderful. Ivy, gorgeous. I want to say I've never really understood the, people crying at a wedding and things like that. But when I saw you come down the stairs, it was like, wow, there's a woman that is walking so confidently towards her dreams. And I love it. If you all will notice, the groom is wearing the exact same thing I am. A little unoriginal, I think. Should have gone with pink ties, but I'll forgive you. I'm honored to receive the title of Best Man. In fact, I'm quite astonished that I've finally gotten David to admit that I am, in fact, the better man. I had to go online to learn my responsibilities as Best Man. I'm required to give a speech. Never in my life would I have all of David's loved ones in the same room together. I've been working tirelessly and with a passion that I have never been on any kind of speech before. I also read that I'm supposed to sing the group's praises, but unfortunately I can't sing, and I won't bother. I'd like to preface the speech by saying that it wouldn't be a great Best Man speech without first embarrassing him.
Oh dear.
But I do find solace in the fact that half of you love me unconditionally, and the other half I'll never see again. So it goes that every man must meet the love of his life at some point. That being said, David and I started working together when I was 16. I remember my first comment about David, ever. I looked down at the schedule, saw that last name, and said the Germans are invading. He had dirty blonde hair, eyes that would make your heart melt, an adorable accent, and a slightly goofy smile.
Yeah.
Slightly.
Sorry.
I found out David was homeschooled. Those of you who are homeschooled are thinking, what's wrong with that? But those of us that had some form of public education know. He was a little awkward.
In all the good ways. In all the good ways.
You're kind of awkward.
Some of my best memories with David include playing tennis in our sports parking lot at 2 a.m.
Oh yeah, 2 a.m.
using my Pontiac Sunfire as a net.
Yep.
My 21st birthday party, although I'm not sure that memory is completely there.
Yeah.
Listening to Lady Gaga on the way to Pittsburgh and back. And David finally warmed up to her after 16 hours. That's right. I had the Monster Deluxe album.
Yeah.
Hup, 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 poker face. Above all, I must admit this is a bittersweet experience for me. My best friend is getting married, and I'm concerned about the number of sleepovers David and I will get to have. Ivy, I'd just like to say that a little bit of cooperation goes a long way. And if not, have a really good lawyer. The 0 points on my license proves that. When David told me he was getting married, I had no doubts. This is particularly odd for me, as I can generally find some good reason not to do something. But truth be told, I had nothing up my sleeve. I know for a fact that Dave would make an excellent husband and a great father. On that note, I do plan to be a father one day, and I'm so happy that I'm going to have kids to practice on. But anyways, no doubts whatsoever. In high school and college, I learned that whenever you take a position that is contrary to a widely held belief or your own, it generally requires a lot of explanation. And I have stories.
Uh-oh.
Boy, do I have stories. I am so excited. So here it is, reasons I believe David would make a great husband and a great father. David is humble. So David and I went to see a movie, Quarantine 2 at the theater. Oh, man. Horrible movie, but definitely a lot of cheap scares. David and I left the movie theater. He was going to drop me off where we met. The entire ride home, we didn't say a word to each other. We were tired. It was close to 12 a.m., and we had work the next day. So we're pulling into the parking lot. At that moment, I realized how quiet it had been.
Yep.
So from deep down within me, I pulled out the most god-awful scream I could think of. I think David peed his pants a little bit. He reared back, hit me in the arm, and used explicatives that I don't hear David use that often. Few things in life make me so happy as getting under David's skin. So we're leaving the parking lot, I'm on my way home, and my phone rings. It's David. David says, "Hey man, I just really want to say I'm sorry." At this point, my brain starts going into overdrive. What could David be apologizing for? My immediate response was, "You should be." He proceeds to tell me what a great friend I was, and how sorry he was. Blah, blah, blah. You'd have thought he just killed my dog.
Oh, God. Shouldn't be
I
filming.
had to stop him. I said, "David, what did you do?" He then repeats to me what just happened in the car. David is one humble son of a bitch. Number 2, David is patient. A couple years ago, we went to Mount Rogers to go hiking and camping.
Yeah.
Really enjoyed that camping. The hiking, not so much. I was in no shape to hike a mountain. I still don't possess me to hike that mountain.
That was your idea the whole time.
We would go up 5 feet, and it would be break time. David patiently waited for me to regain my breath, and we continued. We did this for 4 days. I'm really not sure how far we got, but I know it wasn't that far. I think David even knew the level of patience he had exhibited. He wrote a paper about that trip to get into college. I recall David telling me that he and Ivy had taken a trip to the mountains, and then it reminded him of the trip that they took. I said, "Why? Was she bitching the entire way?" To this day, when somebody asks me my greatest accomplishment, I tell them I climbed Mount Everest with my best friend. Number 3. David is full of life. I am unashamed to tell you what happened at a La Quinta Inn off of Ashley Phosphate Road. David and I had gone to visit Charleston. Have any of you been there?
Yeah.
Yes.
It's more like a retirement community. I can honestly say that I left with nothing more than a hangover and a parking ticket. Anyways, David had just finished showering and he comes out to find that his bed has no pillows. I have 4. Do you have any idea how hard it is to defend 4 pillows? It's extremely difficult. So David wrestles one of his pillows away and gets in bed. I take one of the pillows, stand over him, rear back, and hit him in the face as hard as I can. I said, "Here's your other pillow." He was taken aback. I'm usually not a violent person. He says, "I'm pretty sure that qualifies as assault." I said, "David, I watch Cops." No witnesses, no bruises, no case. So he takes his 2 pillows and tries to go back to sleep. I get up, yank a pillow from under his head, and take it back to my bed. I actually do need 3 pillows, I told him. What commenced could only be described as the most epic pillow fight North Charleston has ever seen. 2 22-year-old men and 12 little girls having sleepovers that night for shame. David appreciates the small things. And Ivy, I hope you do too.
Oh my God.
As a Friedrich, I can tell you that's not true.
All right.
Oh my God.
David is a giver of sorts. Okay, I have to admit this is the most embarrassing story I have to tell. It's not easy admitting it, but fornication such as this, fornication. I must tell this story. So I had a roommate in college. His name was Bobby. We shared an apartment in Matthews. He was a good friend of mine. So Bobby was having friends stay the night. He wanted to let one of the couple use his bed, and he could come and sleep in mine. Well, Dave and I had slept together many times. Anyway, I woke up in the middle of the night, and needless to say, I was the small spoon. As is understandable, I was a little upset and confused by this. What does it mean? So David's home from college 2 weeks later, and we're sitting on his futon playing Wii tennis. He's getting the crap kicked out of him as usual. I paused the game, and I just looked at David. Now, there's not too many times in my life when I'm sincere, but this was one of those moments, and David knew it. He gave me his undivided attention. I wasn't sure how to ask for advice on this situation, so I did the best I could. I said, David, I have a really hard question to ask you. He said, okay, and it took me a few moments to get my thoughts together. I asked him, David, if we slept together, and you woke up and I was cuddling with you, how would you feel about that? David's response was 100% genuine and swift. He puts his arm on my shoulder and says, Brandon, if you want to cuddle, I'm okay with it. Never in my life have I questioned David's loyalty to Ivy. Except that time. Thus far, I've told you what David is. I think it's also to talk about who David is. I think too many times in life we misuse words and give them meanings that they were never meant to have. I stand before you today to tell you that David is a good man.
Absolutely.
We used to take hours and ponder all the things that are sometimes too great for a man to think about. God, religion, the universe. When I met David, I can say I was truly agnostic. I didn't know what I believed. I just knew that the message of Christianity was a great one, but that faith and love and kindness were often thrown out the window by many of the Christians I knew when times got hard. I wasn't entirely sure what it would take for me to live by a faith that so many others had forsaken, or even that I could ever live up to. I know now. It was one good man. Thank you for that. David and Ivy, I leave you with an old Irish blessing. May the road rise up to meet you. May the wind always be at your back. May the sun shine warm upon your face and rains fall soft upon your fields. And until we meet again, may God hold you in the palm of his hand.